The topic taken for discussion is pest management. First of all, we will see what is meant by pest. The definition of pest is anything which harms the well-being of the human being is known as pest. It may be a vertebrate pest or invertebrate pest or whatever it may be, even without vertebrate or invertebrate, some other thing also will be the pest. Suppose if your neighbor is giving lot of trouble to you, then he is also called as a pest. So first of all, we will see what is pest. Pest definition is anything which harms the well-being of the human being is known as pest. So as far as storage concerned, so we are talking about the rice, wheat, maize storage in storage godowns such as Food Corporation of India, CWC Central Warehousing Corporation or State Warehousing Corporation, where the pest management takes place, that we are going to see. So the pest is divided into two types of pest. One is called the vertebrate pest. Another one is called invertebrate pest. Invertebrate. The vertebrate pest means anything which has the vertebral column, முதுகு தண்டு உடையது, that is the backbone. Any animal which has backbone is known as vertebrate pest. Any animal which do not have vertebral column and which is susceptible for easy killing by sunlight, etc., that is called invertebrate pest. So vertebrate pest and invertebrate pest. As far as storage concerned, we are talking about, again to repeat, the rice godowns, where the storage takes place in godowns, warehousing corporations, where the pest management is to be taken utmost care, or it has to be controlled by any means, otherwise huge loss will be there, that we are going to talk about. So vertebrate pest, there are two types. There are in vertebrate pest, the birds is a vertebrate pest, birds, and another thing is rodents. Birds, the it is always called aves. The birds coming under the crow or parrot or whatever. Mostly in godowns the affectation is due to crow. So how the crow is controlled, that you know pretty well, that we are putting nets, door nets on the godowns that prevent the entry of crow inside the godown, and thereby the picking of grains by the birds are maintained or controlled. Another one is that is bird scarer is there, that nowadays we are not using bird scarer, and in some places the dead crow and other things in field, what they are doing, the dead crow will be displayed in the field, so that the crow gets scared, that's why it will not come. That is another thing. In aerodrome and airport and other thing, there will be a tubular structure will be there, that also prevents the entry of the birds. These are all the how bird is controlled. And another thing, rodents, this we will take it as a separate topic. Rodent control means the rat is called rodent control. Why it is called rodent? Because it has the habit of gnawing. GNAW. Gnawing means it will be always biting anything, whatever may be the thing, it will be biting. Biting means, why it is biting means, the teeth will be growing always, and then at one time the jaw will be wide open, and thereby the death may cause. That's why the rodents are always having the habit of gnawing, and whatever the thing which is consumed by the rodents is less than what it causes damage to the grain by means of its pellet and by means of urine and by other things. So the rodents, we are going to take it as a separate thing. In that, now we will be seeing invertebrate pest. Invertebrate, as far as the affectation is concerned, to the grain concerned, there are two types of pest. One is called minor pest and another is called major pest. What is minor pest means? Anything which do not cause the hole to the grain or weevil to the grain. Suppose a grain is there, and by the activity of the insect it will bore the grains. So it will bore the grains, and a ched banata hole, it will make a hole. ஒரு அதாவது ஒரு துளை மாதிரி நடுவிலே செய்து அதில் உள்ள கண்டென்ட்ஸ் எல்லாம் சாப்பிட்டுடும். ஸோ த இன்செக்ட்ஸு விச் ஆர் மேக்கிங் தட் இஸ் a hole to the grain, and shell will be remaining, and that is called weevil grains. Such of those the pest which causes weevil to the grain, that is called major pest. And some of the pest, some of the insect which do not have powerful mandibles, this is usually done by mandibles. Such of those insect which do not have mandibles, powerful mandibles, they are called minor pest. They cannot make the hole or weevil, but it thrives on what they leftover remnants in the food grain, that is taken away by the minor pest, and so it thrives. That is called minor pest. So these are all with regard to the minor and major pest. Now we will see what are some of the interesting aspect of insects. So we know pretty well the insects are the oldest creatures in the world, and they can survive in any condition. It is in almost all places, and only most of the 90% of the organisms in the world is only insects. But we are not feeling that much of the occupancy because it is smaller in size, very minute, microscopic to very big insects. So and moreover it is in it hides in stones, it hides in grains, it hides in so many places. So we do not feel the pinch of that much occupancy. That is another thing as regards insects. Second thing, the insects are having the life cycle that is called metamorphosis. The egg, it lay eggs. From egg it will come, the larva will be formed, larva, and then the pupa, that is insect pupa, and then adult. So this is the nature of the metamorphosis. Meta means after, metamorphosis. Morph means form. So what is the thing, the meaning of metamorphosis is the young ones which is coming from the egg will not appear like the mother. So it undergoes various stages, and then finally it reaches the adult stage. So that's why it is known as metamorphosis. So in some cases incomplete metamorphosis is also there, but here it is complete morphosis. From the egg of insects, the larva will be emerged. From the larva, the pupa will be emerged, and the pupa is the resting stage or pause stage, and then from that the adult stage emerges. So this is with regard to the metamorphosis. From egg, after 7 days it will become larva, and from larva it will be another week it will become pupa. In pupa there is no, in larval stage is enormous eating stage. It will take the food grains like anything, and then it grows like anything. That's why the larval stage is also destructive stage. And then in case of pupa, it encloses the larva encloses by means of some shell like structure, and inside that it develops a lot of structures such as wings, the legs, and then so many internal structures such as the circulatory system or whatever it may be. So the pupal stage is the resting stage wherein all the organs are developing. Then from pupal stage to adult, where we can have the full development of the adult, and then adult lay eggs, like that the life cycle goes. And then with regard to the insects, the another thing is that is the the other things are it is so minute to very very big structures. It may from approximately 3 centimeter to even 0.5 centimeter. As far as storage pest are concerned, it may be from 0.5 centimeter length to 3 centimeter length as regards length. And the body is divided, the next point is the body is divided into head, next thorax and abdomen. So there are three things. One is called head, and another thing is called thorax, and then abdomen. So the head consists of the antenna, which is the feelers or which is sensing the sensory organs, and then the eyes are compound eyes, and then the thorax region, as regards the thorax region, the rib cage is there, that is called thorax in case of human being. The same thing is in the case of the insects. The thorax means the marbu, that is the rib region in the case of human beings. Inside lungs, heart and other things are there, the liver, pancreas is there, like that. Here the thorax region. The thorax is divided into three segments. One is called prothorax, mesothorax and metathorax, and then the another last the thing is called abdomen. Vayitru in Tamil it is called vairu. In the abdomen consists of 10 segments, and that is with regard to the body, and it will be having a pair of wings on either side. So totally there will be 4 wings. So 4 wing, the first thing is called forewing, and second wing is called hind wing. So totally 2 pairs of wings, 2 forewings and 2 hind wings are there. That is with regard to the wings. And as regards the legs, totally there will be 6 legs will be there. That is 1 2 3 4 the 3 pairs of legs will be there. And this is with regard to the structure of the insects. And as regards the mouth parts, as we have the lip, for the upper lip, that is called labrum, and the lower lip is called labium, and then the labium will be having labial pulse, and the upper lip is called labrum. This is called labrum. What we have is upper lip, the same thing is called labrum in case of insects. What the lower lip in case of human being, keeludadu, the same thing is called labium. The labium will be having labial pulps. The labial pulps will be taking the food inside. That is the thing. Another thing, the maxillary pulp, on either side there will be maxillary pulp, that is called maxillary pulp, cardo, stripes, like that. On either side the maxillary pulp will be there. And then the hypopharynx, what we have the tongue in case of human being, the same thing is known as hypopharynx. In case of insect it is called hypopharynx. And this is called maxilla, and this is called labium, and on either side of the tongue there will be mandibles, powerful mandibles will be there. In case of major pest, this is called mandibles. Mandibles means there will be a tooth like structure will be found that grind form that makes the hole in the grain. वो छेद बन सकते हैं उस मैंडिबल का सहायक करने के लिए, वो छेद बन सकते हैं. ஒரு தானியத்திலே துளைப்படக்கூடிய சக்தி உண்டு மேண்டிபிளுக்கு. ஸோ this is known as the mouth parts. And the another thing, this is with regard to the and sexes are separate. Usually in case of insect, sexes are separate. That is male insect and female insects are there. Sexes are separate. And then with regard to the, now we are going to see the classification. So in Goodons, what we have two types of pest. We told minor and major pest. So this is with regard to the how we are classifying the minor pest and major pest. Anything which do the whole or doing major harm is called major pest. Anything which is done minor harm to the grain is called minor pest. So that is with regard to the major and pest. So we have minor pest and major pest in Goodons, and apart from that, the moth is also there. Another thing that we will see separately. First we will see the minor pest, and before going to the minor pest and major pest, we will see some classification also. What is the kingdom Animalia? The classification: kingdom Animalia, and then subkingdom Invertebrata, Animalia, and then in Invertebrata. That means the vertebral column is not there. That's why it is called Invertebrata. And class is Insecta. Insecta means the anything which has two pair of wings and 6 legs, and also the other features such as metamorphosis. And if these features are there, the head, thorax, abdomen, if this type of structure are there, then it is called Insecta. And moreover, they have exoskeleton. Exoskeleton means the outer it is not having true vertebral column, but it is having the support chitinous structure. The body has a strong chitin structure. Even if we press it, it will not die easily. That is called exoskeleton. So those are all coming under Insecta class. And order, as regard order, in storage Goodons, we have two types of pest. One is called beetles, or otherwise called Coleoptera, and another one is called Lepidoptera. First we will order, we have two order. One is called Coleoptera, and another is called Lepidoptera. That we will see separately. Coleoptera we will see now. This is with regard to the classification: kingdom Animalia, subkingdom Invertebrata, class Insecta, order Coleoptera. Ptera means that is it will be flying in nature. Otherwise it is called Aterygota. This is coming under Pterygota. Pterygota means it will be flying. Aterygota means the insect which do not have the capacity of flying, then it is called Aterygota. This is with regard to the classification. Now we will see what are the pests available in our Goodons and how to control and other things that we will see. The minor pests are coming, that we will see. First of all, Trigoderma, that is Tribolium castaneum. First thing is called Tribolium castaneum. Another one species is also there, Tribolium confusum, that we are not having in Goodons. That is in field we can see Tribolium confusum. This is called castaneum. Tribolium castaneum. This is found in our houses also. We can see this Tribolium is a nuisance pest in rava, maida and other thing. We can see a lot of things. This is Tribolium castaneum. The important Tribolium castaneum is red in color. The almost it is 3 millimeter in size, and it is not having powerful mantles, and it thrives on the dust like structures such as the fragments of the grain, such as the dust of the grain, such of those things it will take. So, and another thing, as this is always a gregarious habit, having it will be in groups, it will not be in single. Whenever I see in the Goodons, there will be, we can see the hundreds of Tribolium in pillars and the walls and doors. In so many places we can see in bunches, in groups. So that is the nature of the Tribolium castaneum. And this is a nuisance pest because it develops enormously. That too during the month of June, July, the lot of Tribolium will be there, and it will be flying even to the nearest locality, if at all, if the residents are there. So many complaints will also come from the nearest locality. This is with regard to the Tribolium castaneum. Second thing, the Laemophilus minutus. The next thing is Lama, L-A-E-M-O, Laemophilus minutus. Laemophilus minutus. The name itself indicates that it is a minute in structure. and that's why it is called Lemophilas. It is brown in color, very small in size, maximum to the length of 1 centimeter, and the antenna will be predominant, and the Lemophilas minutus. The important thing in Lemophilas minutus, this is also minor pest, will not do any harm, it will not do the hole to the grain, but the thing is it is a powerful insect as regards the chemicals are concerned. In wheat it will not die even in fumigation. Some of the 1 or 2 insects we can see even after fumigation with aluminum phosphide. Only with MBR we cannot see, because it is having ovicidal effect. Now it is banned. Only aluminum phosphide we are using. In that aluminum phosphide, in case of wheat, the Lemophilas minutus we can see 1 or 2. But that clearly indicates that it has developed the immunity power. So that is with regard to the Lemophilas minutus. And third one is Calandra. In common language it is called Calandra, Lemophilas minutus. And next thing, another thing, Oryzophilus surinamensis, that we will see. Oryzophilus surinamensis, Oryzophilus or sawtooth beetle. It is called sawtooth beetle. Oryzophilus, Philus, Oryzophilus surinamensis, that is, it is always called sawtooth beetle. Sawtooth beetle. Why it is called sawtooth beetle means the thorax region is there, that region will be having lot of the sawtooth structures. So this only the indication of Lemophilas, and in Lemophilas we can see the thorax region is so smooth, we cannot see any this type of sawtooth structure or a rhombus structure or a teeth-like structure in case of Lemophilas. Lemophilas is brown in color, this Oryzophilus is black in color. That is the difference between these two, black in color. So the Lemophilas is brown in color, this is black in color, the thorax is having sawtooth, and this is smooth. These are very minor pests which will not do any harm to the grain, but it will thrive upon the thing which is dust-like structures. And another thing, the fourth one is important pest is called Calandra in common parlance, and it is called rice weevil. Rice weevil in common parlance, rice weevil. It is called Cytophilus, in scientific name is Cytophilus oryzae. Cytophilus oryzae, O-R-Y-Z-A. Cytophilus oryzae. This is called Calandra, otherwise called Calandra or Cytophilus oryzae, rice weevil. This is a serious pest in case of rice. This it has a powerful mandibles, and with the help of powerful mandibles, this can make the weevil. So it is called a rice weevil. It is a dangerous pest. Mostly it will be predominant in 2 or 3 layers. More than that we cannot see, but particularly in the bottom layers the presence of pest will be more, the rice weevil will be more. This is with regard to the Calandra. And the next thing is Tragoderma granaria or Capra. In common parlance it is called Capra. It is always called Tragoderma granaria. Tragoderma granaria. This is Tragoderma granaria is in a common parlance it is called Capra. This is a serious pest. It is not found in Tamil Nadu. Usually it is found in some place of Andhra and in up north. This Tragoderma granaria we can see in both on rice. And on arrival in wagons, if at all if the stock is infested with Tragoderma granaria, we can see the larvae. We cannot, adult also will be there, but a lot of the Capra castings, that is the larva the presence of larva, even we can see on opening of the wagon doors, we can see the Trachoderma grainaria in the door itself. By that we can identify, and also we can see the castings also. The the usually pretty well that from egg to larva to pupa. In larval stage there will be instar stages. The larva will be developing always, and while developing it will shed its skin because it cannot accommodate the development of the body. That's why it sheds, as like a snake shedding its the outer skin. We can see the outer skin in some tree branches and other thing. Similarly, we can see lot of castings, that is the skin, the outer skin of the Trachoderma. By that we can identify the presence of Trachoderma grainaria. And as regards Trachoderma grainaria, the larva will appear with a lot of skin, hairs always. Ciliary structures will be there, hair structures will be there, and that is Trachoderma grainaria. And then this is most harmful stage in the food grains. That too, the wheat, in wheat it attacks the wheat like anything. It makes hole, it makes weevil, and the entire structure of the grain will itself will go away. And sometimes what it causes, even the stock may collapse also. So the quantum of damage is to the highest level, that is Trachoderma grainaria. So we have to be very careful with this insect, because it will not die easily. We have to give proper dose of aluminum phosphate during fumigation, and even during unfavorable season this will form a cyst like structure, and again when favorable condition it will emerge the thing. So adult will not do any harm. It is only the for the progeny, that is after for the progeny only the male and female is required, that adult is required. It will die after 1 week. That is the thing in case of Trachoderma grainaria. So these are all called in this Tribolium castaneum is minor pest, and Lamophilus, this is also called minor pest, and the Oryzophilus sunnamensis is called a minor pest, and rice weevil is major pest, and Trachoderma grainaria larva is considered as dangerous. Larva is major, and another thing, Rhizobertha dominica. The other thing, important insect is Rhizobertha dominica. The sixth one is Rhizobertha dominica. Rhizobertha, RHI is a Rhizobertha dominica. This is very important insect in case of both in rice, wheat, or in even paddy also. So this is a very dangerous pest, and the body, the characteristic feature of the body is the cylindrical. The body is cylindrical, and this is thorax and abdomen. And while when we take sample, usually in the plate we can see it is tumbled down. The leg will be somewhat, it will be shaking, and the body on the plate surface. So by this we can identify this is Rhizobertha. Wherever the Rhizobertha is there, that we can see where the powder throwing will be there. That is the identification of Rhizobertha dominica. So this is with regard to the pest, invertebrate pest. That is, this is known as beetle, or coming under Coleoptera. Only we have beetle. In Sauropoda we have two types of pest. One is called beetle and another is called moth. The beetle we have discussed only beetle. In beetle we are differentiating it as major and minor. And this why it is called beetle or coming under Coleoptera. Usually the beetles, why we are calling it as beetle means, the usually the beetles, the forewing is modified into chitinous structure called elytra. That is the speciality. So both wings are not used for flying, and it is not papery like structure, and it is not fluttering. Both wings are not fluttering. That is, out of four wings, the four wing hind wing is there. There is a four wing. Four wing means the wing found in the thorax, in the beginning of the thorax. This is head, thorax, and abdomen. This is called four wing. This four wing is modified into chitinous structure called hard structure. Chitinous structure or hard structure called elytra. This is not used for flying. This is to give support to the body while at rest, and while flying it used to change the direction. The hind wing only is used for flying. So that is the speciality of the beetles. All these things, the forewing is not used for flying. It is hardened and to modified into chitinous structure called elytra. So this structure is not used for flying, only it gives support, and while flying it used for changing the direction. That is the special thing on all this. So it is called beetle. This we have to keep it in mind. That is coming under the order Coleoptera. Coleoptera. Coleoptera means immediately we should say that the forewing is modified into chitinous structure called elytra. Next we will be coming to the another form of pest in the godown is called moth. That we are going to take up moth. In moth means you know pretty well, butterfly is moth. But moth is having, the wings will be having the specialized structure called scaly wings. That is butterfly. In the say similar, the moth is also coming under the same family. That is the wings are scaly. So the moth, we have two moths. One is called rice moth and another is called wheat moth. As regard rice moth, we have the Ephestia. Wheat moth is Ephestia cartella, and here cartella, here Carcera cephalonica. So these two moths coming under the scaly structure. The wings are usually in the butterfly. You can see when you are in the children's stage, if the children are catching the butterfly, they will immediately feel some sort of powdery structure. That is nothing but the scales. That is the special feature of these two moths. As regards rice, Carcera cephalonica, the destructive stage is larval stage. It is white in color. It is over 3 or 4 centimeter in length, and this causes major concern to the rice, and it will form cocoon formation in rice, and that is Carcera cephalonica. So it is very dangerous to the rice, and it will be perching inside the sac, and it forms cocoons, and it cannot be issued as such. It has to be cleaned even before cleaning. That is, so we should be very careful with the Carcera cephalonica. And as regards wheat, Ephestia cephalonica, the Ephestia cephalonica is usually, it used to eat only the germ portion of the grain. When germ portion is gone, immediately all insect will invade through the grain. So Ephestia cartella is not that much dangerous than Carcera. It will be having loop-like movement, and when we have allowed it to develop in the godown, this is only larval stage, is the destructive stage. If we have developed in the godown, in a wall and in and stalk surface and in floors, everywhere we can see Ephestia cartella. It is very difficult to control, so that we have to fumigate it. So we should see that the wheat is not affected with Ephestia cartella, and fumigation is the remedy. With this we conclude the pest management, and apart the pest management is this is only with regard to the chemical and other thing. How management pest is controlled, that a separate topic we will see. This is with regard to the pest, how the pest is having adverse effect on grain, and how the nature of grains and other things that we have seen. With this we conclude the storage pest.